Good morning to our viewers across the world. It's Ayo Adams on the sports segment of the weekend show. And as always, I'll be running through some of the major headlines across world football. I mean, there's been a lot going around world football. It's transfer window. We have the Nigerian under-17s, the Golden Eaglets and the Flamingos doing a lot. The Golden Eaglets won their championship yesterday night against Burkina Faso. It was a really great game as we saw the Waffle Bees Zone B tournament ended yesterday in Ghana as the Golden Eaglets defeated Burkina Faso 2-1 with goals courtesy Abubakar Abdullahi. What a spectacular outing the boys have had so far in their tournament. This also climaxes how it has been for the past couple of weeks as the Waffle Bee under-20 team also won their championship. Well, still moving on, we'll move on to the under-17 women who are going to be playing under-17 Women's World Cup, which is going to be starting in India. We have the Flamingos have now been grouped in their stages. The groups are set. We have Group A with India, host, USA, Morocco, and Brazil. While in Group B, which has the Flamingos of Nigeria, we have Germany, Nigeria, Chile, and New Zealand. While in Group C, we have Spain, Colombia, Mexico, and China. In Group D, it hosts Japan, Tanzania, Canada, and France. I mean, it's been a spectacle so far for this the Nigerian team. It's been a spectacle so far for the under-17. The Golden Eaglets have been doing remarkably well. The under-20 set won their championship in Niger last month. The under-17 won their championship yesterday in Ghana, 2-1 to Burkina Faso. Now the Flamingos have been queued up in Group B in expectation, in awaiting for the 2022 Under-17 Women's World Cup that will be hosted in India. Still on World Cups, we're moving on to the FIFA World Cup. There's a major update on the FIFA World Cup coming in Qatar 2022, and we've seen that FIFA has approved the 26-man squad for the World Cup in Qatar, deciding on Thursday to extend football relaxation rules that would help coaches and players during the COVID-19 pandemic. The move was expected from the FIFA Bureau, compromising the president of the FIFA Football Federation. After 23-player roster was expanded for the recent Continental Championship, adding 3 extra players to the typical World Cup roster follows UEFA doing the same for the European Championship that happened last year. There were also 28 players who were also approved for the Copa America tournament in South America last year also, and also the African Cup of Nations, which just concluded a couple of months ago. So in the studio with me, I have a football blogger guest, Matthias Anawal, with me in the studio. Good morning, Matthias. How are you doing?
Good morning, Ayo.
All right, so let's get straight into it. FIFA World Cup 2022 happens later this year. The Winter World Cup, we call it. Normally, World Cup should have started by now, but Winter World Cup. Now we have FIFA extending the roster of players from 23 to 26. That's 3 additional players. Is this a good beat for the players? Why are you in support of it? Do you think it's a good improvement for the World Cup?
Yeah, I think what we are seeing now is like a snowball of the COVID-19 on football. 26-man squad. Yeah, I think it's a good improvement because a lot of players will have the opportunity to play in the World Cup. Normally, you see players going to tournaments like the World Cup, AFCON, name it, and some don't even get to play. Okay. They just go, have a name, or take a medal home or something. Okay. But now we have seen an improvement, like the number of substitutions also increasing to 5. Yeah. That means coaches can go around squad and test their players. So it's a good improvement, and we see, and I think it's something that has become permanent in football.
Yeah, I think moving forward in football is going to become permanent. And if you look at it, the World Cup is going to interfere with the Football League season. That means the Football League season is going to be put to a stop. The World Cup will take on, then return back to the football season. So that shows the amount of, first of all, players have already complained about the amount of football games that they play. First, after the season finishes, some people go ahead to play the UEFA Nations League, do you understand? And then coupled with season coming back and then the World Cup. So to all our fans watching, the FIFA upgrading the roster from 23 to 26 is also to enable the players to have free time, to have more pace to play football, as they've also been complaining that there have been too many games so far this season. Well, that's what we have. If you're watching, let us know what you think about the improvement from FIFA to put more players on the roster? Do you think it's a good beat? Do you think the players are happy? Are you happy as a fan seeing extra players come into the fold? Well, we'll wait to see that. But then the most significant thing that's been going on in football right now is transfers. The transfer window has opened last week and it's been buzzing. It's been buzzing left and right. We've had players moving from team to teams. We've had rumors, speculations, gossip. But I will start with Barcelona, who have now made a bid worth of 40 million euros for Robert Lewandowski, a man who has significantly stated to the Bavarians that he wants to leave. And Oliver Kahn, who happens to be one of the higher-ups at the Bayern Munich hierarchy, has stated that he's expecting the Polish superstar striker to be back in training when training resumes. And we're also hearing rumors and speculations that if Lewandowski eventually leaves Bayern Munich, Cristiano Ronaldo is being queued up for a replacement. I mean, the GOAT has not played in the German Bundesliga. It will be a feat to see. And also we have Anthony, one of the spectacles from last season, who plays for Brazil, has also been a spectacle who has been watched across the season. Top clubs in Europe are looking for him, significantly Chelsea and Manchester United. And on the fourth rank, we have our very own Taiwo Awoniyi, who plays for Union Berlin, broke their record last season, is now being cubbed by the new team who just got into the Premier League, Nottingham Forest, making him one of the most expensive players. I mean, the inclusion of Nigerian players in the Premier League is becoming really, really vast. So, Matthias, let's start with Robert Lewandowski. It's significantly stated that he wants to leave. I mean, there's nothing more to be won again with the Bavarians. They're 10-time champions of the Bundesliga. They dominate, they buy the best of players. Why do you think Lewandowski wants to leave?
Well, I think it's quite unfortunate. Lewandowski has been a very remarkable player for Bayern Munich. I think it marked one of their most successful era.
Definitely.
To see him want to leave Bayern Munich, it comes as a shock even to me.
Really?
As a football lover. Because Lewandowski is the kind of player that, yeah, he's a good guy. Nothing too extraordinary about him.
Yeah.
He has had a good time at Bayern. I think he broke Gerd Muller's record of
all-time scorer.
Yeah, of all-time scorer for Bayern Munich. So I don't know what is exactly the problem, but me, I just feel, in my own opinion, I think he just feels it's time for him to leave.
Yeah, maybe he needs more competition.
Yeah, he's 34 in August. Yeah. He's not getting younger.
Definitely.
Yeah, he has spent most of his career like playing days in Germany.
Yeah.
I think he wants to move on. You see Messi moving from Barca
to
PSG. You see Ronaldo moving around, testing himself. I think Lewandowski too wants to follow that route.
Now hold that thought. On Ronaldo moving on to, we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo significantly from Sporting to Manchester United to Real Madrid, where he created the biggest spectacle the world has ever seen, breaking multiple records. Then to the old leagues of Juventus, where he also, I mean, another record there in at the old ladies in Italy. Now back to Manchester United, homecoming. Well, now we're hearing that if Lewandowski eventually leaves, there's a rumor that Ronaldo might be dubbed and picked to replace him in Bayern Munich. And you know the superstar hasn't played in Germany in Bundesliga. Do you think it would be a good fit? Do you think he would succeed there?
Yeah, I think Ronaldo fancy playing in Germany because it's Bayern Munich. Yeah,
he doesn't need to work that hard.
He doesn't need to work that hard, and he's going to score a lot of goals. And you know Ronaldo likes scoring goals. Yeah.
He loves it.
So I think he fancy going to Germany. If it's Bayern, he's going to win more trophies.
Yes.
He's going to score more goals. You know, Ronaldo has this feeling that, okay, I want to like set a mark that
he always wants to.
That nobody before you reach that kind of feat again.
All right,
so definitely.
All right. Finally, on the transfer corner, we have our very own Taiwo Awoniyi. He was called for the African Cup of Nations. He did well, not remarkably well, but he did well. He was spectacular in Germany for Union Berlin, the top scorer of the season, broke their record as the all-time top scorer for Union Berlin in a single season. Now we've seen promotees from the Championship into the Premier League, Nottingham Forest, cutting him into their ranks for this season. Now we have Wilfred Ndidi, Kelechi Iheanacho. I mean, a lot of superstars, Nigerians there. Emmanuel Dennis, who just been relegated. We also hearing he's coming back. But for Taiwo Awoniyi, do you think it's a good move for him moving into the Premier League? And do you think he's going to succeed in Nottingham Forest? Yeah,
I'm actually happy for the lad. He has been through a lot. Coming to Liverpool in 2015, he had an issue with his work permit. He couldn't play for Liverpool. Went on several loan spells in Germany. And now he's finally coming back to the Premier League. I think that has been his dream to play in the Premier League. Unfortunately, he couldn't do it for the Reds. But coming back to the Premier League, I think he scored 20 goals last season.
Yeah, he did.
Made Union Berlin qualify for the Europa League.
So a good feat.
Yeah, it was superb last season. So I think you fancy coming to the Premier League. It will be like a dream come true. Although he's not playing in Anfield, but when I think at least he have a chance.
Yeah, he might be able to see something.
To do something in Anfield this season. And it's also good for the national team because you want the players of your national team to be playing in the best leagues in the world. And right now, Premier League is like the best league in the world.
Yeah.
It's arguably the best league in the world.
Yeah, arguably.
Yeah.
All right, as you can hear, Taiwo Awoniyi will be coming into the Premier League for Nottingham Forest. As a Nigerian football fan, what do you think? Taiwo Awoniyi is probably one of my best youngsters for the Super Eagles. Wonderful striker that he is. Go to our social media handles, our Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Let us know what you think about Taiwo Awoniyi's inclusion and transfer into the Premier League. Do you think he's going to succeed? Do you think he's going to be a flop? Just let us know what you think about that move. Now, let's move to grassroots football, where the Maribeth Five Stars Premier League 2022 season kicked off in June 11 a couple of weeks back. We were there live to see the match day scenes, opening ceremony. It was a grand opening, and where we had a lot of teams play beautiful football. I mean, in the capital of Abuja here, we've seen spectacular players play football. We have the defending champions, Suicide Jibril, who are back-to-back champions, and we've been seeing they've just not been excellent so far this season. Well, we have a clip to show you how the opening ceremony went down. I mean, you're going to see some beautiful football there. On your screen, you have Team TBT, who are currently leading the leaderboard in capital territory with 8 points. That's an image from their last match day where they played brilliantly and spectacularly. If you could have the video of the opening ceremony for the Maribeth Five Stars Premier League, it was an amazing scene. Suicide Jibril won their first game against Planet Futsal with Wafu under 20 winner player Onoche Ogbelu playing for Suicide Jibril, who also got the first goal of the season before Abubakar got the second goal of the season when the season kicked off. And it's been an exciting scene at the Maribeth Five Stars Premier League. They're now on match day 5 as match day 4 concluded yesterday. The result from yesterday, we have Planet Futsal who are bottom of the table, defeating Hawks FC 4-0. We have Suicide Jibril, currently defending champions, lost to Virtual FC, who are currently leading the table in the capital territory, 4-2. We have Tough Arena, who also lost to Paul E Academy. I mean, it was shocker for Paul RM for Tough Arena. And then we have TOFC, who lost to TBT. They've not won a game this season except the walkover given to them. And in the Federal Territory, we have Trinity Boys and Sense FC played 1-1 draw. Mess Up and Underdogs shared the spoils, while Matara came from the death to defeat Zanga FC 4-1 before 12 Strong and Ongbabolas go to toe-to-toe 1-1. And coming up next on your screen is the table for both territories. We have the capital territory with Virtual FC and TBT leading the chart with 8 points each. Tough Arena with 6 points, Paul E with 6. And to the viewers who are fans of Tio and Suicide Jibril, I mean, they are both 5th and 6th respectively on the table. And in the Federal Territory, we have Sense FC, Mess Up FC, Trinity, and Strong FC going strong. We have 8 points, 7 points for second place, third place, and fourth place. It's been an amazing scene at the grassroots Maribeth Five Stars Premier League. I mean, all to play for. Match day 5 continues today at the Tough Arena. If you're live in Abuja, make sure you go support the grassroots football. It's an amazing scene. Wonderful players, brilliant boys there. And well, I'd like to thank my guests. Matthias, thank you for giving us your input on the show. We hope to see you next time.
Thank you, Ayo.
All right, then. And finally, you know how we do it. We went to the streets to ask our fans, the Onile Street Pundit. We asked them, who has been your best Nigerian footballer in Europe? And they had this to say. Well, if you're watching, go to Onile_corner to see more. But then we're giving you our pundits, their views from the streets. My name is Ayo Adams, and I'll be seeing you same time next week. We'll leave you with the Onile Street Pundit. Goodbye for now.
Indeed, mobility, is tackling, and contribution to the team is fantastic.
Osimhen, that is the player that impressed me for the whole last season. Number one, I like his playing he play with the team, and the mobility of the game is there, and the guy is agile on the football, and if he sees the chances to score the goal, he won't miss it. He will try to make pot the goal.
Simon Moses, as in time to time, is improving. Like, he's getting to that peak. He's already in the peak, but he's trying to improve more, to go forward more. So, fantastic.
For me, I will go for Osimhen, Victor Osimhen. For a long time, it's been a while that we had such a box-to-box striker in Nigeria. So with his presence, we've been able to see the Eagles have been able to perform better. In fact, when he had injury last season, we felt it. It actually affected some of our games.
There are a couple of players from Osimhen to Chukwueze to Aribo. I think it's Aribo, this guy that played in the this conference final. Yeah, like a couple of them like that.
It's Victor Osimhen. The guy is a young, vigilant guy. The guy is playing at his peak and he's a versatile player. You know, one of the best strikers in the world right now.
I would say Dennis. That's his name. I would say Dennis. Yeah, I chose Dennis because I play Premier League fantasy, and it gave me a couple of points in the Premier League. People that plays Premier League fantasy can relate to what I just said. So obviously, since he directly gave me a couple of points for me to brag in our WhatsApp group for the fantasy league, then definitely that's the reason why I actually chose him.